In terms of possessional-based football, that was probably United's best game under Erik Ten Hag. Far better on the ball, a lot more fluid, even creating nice triangles to outnumber Everton's forward press, breaking the press, and even transitioning much more fluidly. The principles were just being followed so much better in this game. For example, Antony's goal. You can see how Dalot is operating a lot more centrally in build-up as an inverted fullback, and we can see how Antony's starting position is a lot more wide than a usual Manchester United winger would do. But this starting position that Antony keeps actually gets him his goal. Because he's so far wide right, it causes the fullback to track him out wide, but the centre-back has to stay central, meaning that a gap in space opens up between the centre-half and the left-back, which he runs into to score. This segment of play was just so nice to watch too. The interchange in movement from the fullbacks, even the pivot, even the centre-half stepping up into space to receive the ball. This type of fluid football to cut through the press will become more consistent over time, and the more we can start to string these patterns together, the more teams will drop off and stop pressing us as much. But as for right now, we're still very unreliable in possession, and we're a very pressable team, but the signs that we're getting better at it are there. Manchester United used 3 different variations of the 3-1 build-up structure against Everton. They used both their fullbacks as third centre-backs at times, and even had Eriksen rotating into deeper areas to create the 3 at the back. We can see the difference in the fullback starting positions when Eriksen does drop into the back 3 here. You can see how Dalot is far more inverted, almost as an 8, and then they've got Antony holding the width on the right-hand side. But on the other side, it's much different. Shaw is a lot more advanced and wide, almost as a left winger, allowing Rashford to come inside the left half space and function as an inside forward, where he plays his best football. Both of these fullbacks are allowing the wingers to play to their exact strengths without harming their own games or performances. We can even see the structure here, with Shaw holding the width, Rashford in the left half space, Anthony Martial up front, Dalot in the right half space, Bruno and Antony on the right hand side rotating, and this 1-6 offensive structure is Ten Hag in a nutshell. It creates numerical dominance, and it provides enough width in the front line to stretch the opposition's back line and pull Everton's fullbacks and defensive wingers a lot more wide, creating pockets of space. And these slight positional changes and rotations are just showing the progress we are making under Erik Ten Hag, and we're getting a step closer to playing the football that he wants to play. However, the second half was much different. We relied a lot more on box defending and being solid as a defensive unit. Casemiro was one of the standouts in this game, however he should not be the primary ball handler in the first phase of the game. He's not going to receive the ball on the half turn and play you out of these high pressing scenarios, which covers Everton's goal, because he should not be receiving the ball on the half turn to get Manchester United out of pressing scenarios. That is not his game, and this is why a player like Frenkie de Jong was such a primary target for Manchester United this summer, because that is exactly what Frenkie de Jong would be providing. A press-resistant, evasive midfielder who can turn out of high-pressing scenarios and get Manchester United cutting through teams in fast instances. Multiple individuals' performances were better in this game too. I thought David De Gea was much better, had a nice sweeper clearance, he actually facilitated in build-up a lot more and outnumbered Everton's forward press. These are the type of performances that we want to see David De Gea have consistently in the league. Luke Shaw was also a lot better, much more intensity from him, determined to cover space and not let runners get in behind him. But there are obviously still a lot of holes in this Manchester United team that needs filling. Everyone knows that. But overall in this game, they were good. Good possessional play, good interchanges and movement, good pragmatism and box defending at the end to grind out a win. A lot closer to an Erik Ten Hag style of play.